Hello, farmers, and welcome back to Dark Forest on Farming Simulator 25. A good Tuesday to one and all. The Plains and Prairies pack just got released a couple hours ago, and we're gonna be looking into that, and maybe even buying. I shouldn't say maybe. We're gonna be buying a tractor, probably right off to begin with. I hope. Just gotta sell some stuff before we can do so. Yeah, the Plains and Prairie pack came out. It is a DLC. If you have the year one season pass, you get that automatically. But if you want to buy it separate, you can. Link in the description below if you want to see what comes in the pack. And I think it goes for $9.99 US. So that's what you're looking at. But yeah, we're back here in the Dark Forest. It's been a moment for me. I think the last time I streamed this was like, what, last Thursday, give or take? No, actually, it's my first stream since last Friday. But last time we were here, we got this all in. We got our olive grove in, and it's looking pretty darn good. It needs a little bit more work, but overall we got it fertilized. I think where it needs to be. It does need to be plowed. Maybe we'll get to that today as well. We shall see. I don't know. I'm just trying to get a rough idea of what is going on the farm because I don't remember exactly where I left off. But oh yeah, we did put down the oil mill, which is good. So we'll need that for the olives when those get harvested. We do have the harvester and the sprayer. So, yeah, we did a lot of work. We cleared out maybe a couple hundred trees on this little peninsula and put down all the olive grove. That's where a lot of the money went. Another mod that came out, I don't know when it came out because I haven't been able to keep track of it the last week or so. But there's another mod that came out maybe just yesterday or the day before. I have no idea. But I think it's called like production, something to do with productions. I forgot what the mod's called. But we can actually change the percentage of how much the workers are going to do in those productions. So productivity says 100%. We can come in here and higher production increases operation costs. Well, who cares about the operation costs? We can bump it up to 300% on making lettuce. So it probably goes to more water. And of course, production per month probably goes up. But who cares about that, like I said. So we'll make some more lettuce. I'm not going to increase the lettuce with the manure because I don't have that much manure from the pigs. I could increase it on the fish farm. I could also increase it on the crawfish, which is probably not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and bump that up. You can even decrease it if you want to as well. Not sure why you'd want to do that, but maybe, you know, each farm has their own productions and the way they want to run things. But we're going to put the crawfish at 300%. So they'll go through the broad stock more, but that just means we'll get more crawfish for the future. But I won't be selling crawfish probably until next year, so that's going to be a little bit. And you know what? Also on the fish, let's increase the productivity on that up to 300%. And you know what? Probably the sawmill is not a bad idea either. I mean, we got plenty of wood. That's not a problem. The question is, how do I want to do this here? Do I got to do it for each individual one? It looks like it. So we'll do 300%. Change productivity to 300%. Prefab walls. You know what? Why not? We'll just go full bore on it. We'll do both sawmills. Like so. Wood planks productivity 300%. Planks 300%. So I do want to spend some money today on the new DLC that came out. All right, the sawmills are good, and everything else. We did the greenhouse, we did the fish farm. I don't think I need to increase anything else. What's the status of my pigs? The pigs are looking just fine. They're fine. So I do need some cash, and actually the New Holland T8, I think, is what we're going to be selling. We just barely got it. I don't have much time on this. You know what? It'd be good if you actually had your steering wheel turned on, because that makes it easier to manage the equipment. I got an hour, 1.2 hours on the T8, but we're going to go ahead and sell that to get ourselves some money. So let's head on down to the store. Let's see, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so I must have sold everything, I'm sure, in the last stream. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and activate this water tanker so it's distributing water into the greenhouse. There we go, so we shouldn't have to worry about that maybe for the rest of today. And on down to the store. So we're going to trade in, well, I say trade in, but I was just had to quickly look at the price of some of the tractors that come in the pack, and you know what? It should be affordable. I think this tractor here probably costs like 400 grand, and I think the Ford tractor I want to buy is a lot cheaper. And it may be able to let me afford, I think it was a Kloss tractor I was looking at for doing between the olive groves. So as much as I love my New Holland T8, I want to go ahead and get ourselves a Ford. And the only way I'm going to be able to afford that is to sell this. I'm going to repair it for 99 bucks. And repaint. I got an hour, just a little over an hour on the tractor, and the repaint cost is almost 17 grand. What the heck? All right, we'll sell it for 313,000. Whatever. Probably lost some money on that. Okay, let's go into large tractors, and we'll scroll on down. So we do have, as we can see, as for tractors that came with the Plains and Prairie pack, we got the Versatile. We got this one right here, which is the smallest one, 300 horse, but you can upgrade that to 400 horse if you want to. It's not a bad tractor. We have to get that. We have the Ford, but it also says Versatile. And we got another Ford here. And you can go all the way up to the big Roy. That's an interesting looking tractor. That is definitely an interesting looking tractor. 600 horse. Not much you can do to it except add the Asira Pro Compact, which is the Precision Farming DLC. That is an interesting looking tractor. And then of course you got the Delta Track you can get 600, well actually 583, and you can boost it up to a 665. But I'm looking at getting this Ford tractor, Ford/Versatile right here. 470 horsepower. We're going to switch it over to BKT tires. I think I was looking at getting the twin wheels on it. Boy, that's a beefy tractor. I should be able to get down the road. No problem with that. Additional weights. Do I want weights in the front? Probably. Oh, wait. Why are we putting weights on the back? I thought I was going to put weights on the front. It's putting them on the back. Ooh, interesting. I don't think I need extra weights on the back. Rim color, I think the white rim color is going to be fine. Just keep it as is. So 183,500 is what we need there. So we got that. Let's go ahead and buy that. And now we got ourselves a new tractor. It is articulated in the center, so that's going to take a second to get used to. Top speed, not the greatest, 14 miles an hour. Now, do I really need a tractor like this on the farm? Not yet. But come on, man, you got it's a new DLC that just came out today. You got to buy something, and I've been looking forward to having a Ford tractor on the farm for at least once I saw this pack and what was going to be into it. So I definitely wanted a Ford tractor. So there we go. Let's ease on down back to the farm, and with the money I got left over, I think I'm going to look at, if I remember correctly, that Kloss tractor for the Olive Grove. I think it was like 90 grand, and I should be able to afford to buy the plow and the mulcher that I need for the olives as well. So we'll probably get into at least plowing the Olive Grove, get started on that. Maybe I'll see if I can get a worker to go. So maybe I'll do the smaller Olive Grove and see if I can get a worker to get into the larger part of the Olive Grove. This should be able to hitch up to our seed drill, question mark. If not, well, I got other tractors I could use to plant. I just realized this does not have the 3-point linkage on the back. Let's see what kind of pin system is on our drill. I think that this will work. It will. It says queue to attach, so we're good. All right, so we'll get to be using this. I don't know if I'll get to use it today or not because I got to get through harvest season to begin with. Hello, Panther Killer. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. But there's our Ford Versatile tractor. Looking lovely. All right, so back into the shop. Small tractors, and I think... Ooh, that's 153,000. Why did I think it was 90,000? And if I put the bigger engine into it, it's going to cost me 170, which I do not have. All right, so... Well, that's just going to have to wait now, isn't it? Oh, what's on the sale page? Nothing that we need whatsoever. Don't need that at all. I think I'm all set, I guess, to go to the month of July, where our wheat should be ready for harvest. Let's come over here and feed Sam. Like I said, the last time I streamed was last Thursday, so Sam might be hungry. We should have a good amount of money to sell in the morning because we just upgraded all of our productions to 300% productivity. So we'll see what it produces overnight. Maybe I should check my stock market page to see, just to refresh my memory, do I have anything piling up? Looks like I do not have anything piling up. All right, so we're fine-ish. All right, so in the morning we should be able to afford the Kloss tractor and the plow, and we'll get working on the vines and do some harvesting. Oh yeah, one of my fields, I don't have any, I mean, we're almost in harvest season, so I'm sure my fields are looking fine for weeds and such, right? Yeah, I remember that. I forgot to plow that field up. That's our olive grove. I need to plow that. And weeds, I do not see any weeds growing in any of our fields, so I think we're all set. How's my precision farming score on this map? 86. All right, so that's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Actually, this field right here is bringing down the score a little bit. And this field here, that score will get fixed in a short time as well. Yes, I think... Oh, did I bring the manure over to the greenhouse? Looks like I did, so... Yeah, let's go on to the month of July. Come on down here to our lovely little house that we built. Sleep until 8 o'clock. Don't start off with rain or hail. Oh yeah, loan payment, loan interest, all that wonderful stuff. Oh yeah, look how many, in 1 month, how many pallets of lettuce we got. That is looking really, really good. And I'm sure we got a lot of wood products to sell also. I am kind of curious though, like on the crawfish, how much food are they going to go through a month now at 300%? Quite a bit. And fish farm, I'm probably going to keep on top of that. And the sawmill, yeah, we got a lot of stuff piling up in the sawmill, which is all good. Let's grab our truck and our auto-loading trailer and start loading some stuff up, sell some stuff so we can buy some stuff. Yeah, just let me double check. Is the wheat ready for today for harvesting? No, it is not. All right, I knew that. So we'll worry about that in the month of August. Oh, that's right. I think I'm planting the wheat a month later because I'm alternating the fields and I can't harvest the corn until October. So yeah, I'm definitely probably planting in the second month for wheat. That's why it's not going to be ready until August. Not a problem. I got work to do in the month of July. Now, it's great that I upped the production in the sawmills to 300%, but with a spawn point of only 2 pallets per, it's going to take a moment to collect these. And I could put this stuff on direct selling, but then not only do I only get like 80% of what I could sell it for, I also lose the 20% from selling at the little market. I assume with precision farming, I still get the bonus. I'm not sure. Not sure at all. Ooh, prefab walls up. Coming up and out rather quick. Alright, I'll let that stuff spawn. Let me go, because the prefab walls take up a lot of space. Let's go grab some lettuce, and then we'll grab what I can at the other sawmill quickly. We'll go sell this. Come back and get some more. Well, that's what happens when you load lettuce on the second tier. Load's kind of funny, especially when it tries to go on top of prefab walls. And it's probably going to be all it can take. I just want to see what the price of crawfish is. $22.55. Yeah, it's way down. And fish, $17.37. That is down also. So some other things I still need to, I mean, I don't really need to buy it because we can lease it, is the corn, not the corn, but the cotton module harvester. Did it sell everything, or did something fall off? No, it sold everything. All right, so we're quickly up to $207,000 in the bank account. So that's enough for our Kloss tractor and our plow and mulcher for the olive grove. Look out, Sam, coming through. While we're waiting for more pallets to spawn. Oh, we got the See and Spot weed sprayer is on sale. And a slurry tanker is on sale also. Oh, no. The game knows I want to buy some of this stuff. Ooh, and the selectable bale capacity pack. Baler. What baler do I have? All right. A lot of good stuff on sale. But we're going to go ahead and get this tractor first. So it's $170,000 for this tractor. As is. Yes, that's good. That's fine. What I need to get now is go to subsoilers / plows. Or should I just go down, because I want to make sure I get the correct one for it going in between the rows. So I got to go to grape tools, which is also for olives. But this one right here, subsoiler. Yes. This tool suits perfectly for grapes and olive farming. So we want to go ahead and buy that. And also the mulcher for in between the rows. We will buy that. All right, so right now I'm down to 24,000. So the balers, what baler do I have? Hello, Sir. Well, welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Probably better if I just go into vehicles. Actually, because I don't even know what brand baler. I do got a baler somewhere, right? I mean, I'm making straw bales. I just don't know with what. All right, so I got a Kloss baler. So is it this one? No, it's not that one. Is it? Oh, I already got one of these selectable bale capacity pack balers from Farmer G. So I'm good on that front. Hello, Miles. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. So now it just comes down to the See and Spot weed sprayer, which is on sale, but I'm guessing that does not have It does not have the See and Spray, which would bring the price up to $82,000. I'm sure we can come up with $82,000 at some point. Are we done here? Nope, we still got planks, long planks, and wood beams to load up. Alright, while that's getting ready to spawn, I'll head over to the other sawmill. We'll grab that. I'm pretty sure there's more pallets up here as well. So now our sawmills are going to go through even more wood, running at 300%. So I may not be selling wood straight up as much. We'll be all putting into the sawmills. Alright, loading is starting to get a little bit weird because of the prefab walls. I could turn the prefab walls off, but we got so much wood we gotta burn through it. Well, we're getting close to being able to buy the See and Spot weed sprayer. I'll just come over here and grab that pallet of lettuce. Actually, we got 2 of them to grab now. If you're just joining us, we already bought ourselves one of the 4 tractors in the Plains and Prairie pack that came out today. We sold our New Holland T8, which I just bought not long ago, but we don't need 2 big tractors on the farm. This one's got to be close to being empty. 1 more pallet of planks long. Give me the pallet of planks long, please. And how are we doing here? 3 more pallets. There's 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to have enough for the See and Spot sprayer. If not, I can at least buy the sprayer and upgrade it later on if I don't. Then we can start saving up for the cotton module harvester. Oh yeah, we're up to 107,000, so we can afford that. Let's go park this up in the yard. Oh, that's right, I need another shed here. Not because I got all this stuff parked out here. A lot of the stuff has a good parking area. But I do need another, like, small-ish shed for articulated trailers and such. Alright, so the See and Spot sprayer. Yes. See and Spray. Yes. 82,000. I didn't see how many hours were on this. 45 hours on it. Alright, I mean, whatever. Well, working with this 36 meters, and I can't change that at all, which is fine. BKT tires, not an extra charge for that, so that's fine. It is what it is, and yes, we'll buy that. Right back on down to 25 grand. Let's go to the store and get our new tractor here. This should fit between the rows, right? If the Steyr could, I'm assuming this should. And the reason why I went with a decent sized tractor for working between the rows is because I want to be able to mulch and plow at the same time. There's our cotton field to the left. So as for trees, I remember talking about cutting down some trees alongside this road just to widen the road a little bit. Well, not the road itself, but just to give us a little bit more space, a little bit more open space. And if we look across the pond, we should be able to see our olive groves over there. I do like how the olive grove came out after clearing out all those trees and putting in the olive groves. I think it looks very nice over there. I know a few people talked about maybe putting in a bridge or some sort, but I think that's not going to be too necessary for what we're doing. I'm not going to need to travel around here. The only thing I'm going to need to do is bring over a trailer to get the pallets of olive oil out of here, I think. Oh, and that's right. They can bring wheat over. Because at the mill, we'll do flour also. Yeah, this will fit no problem, right? I say no problem. Sure. Looks good. I don't think it needs to be mulched right now, but let's go ahead and we'll turn that on and we'll lower the subsoiler. So yes, we can. This tractor does have the power to mulch and subsoil at the same time. Can I see where I've been? Yeah, I can see where I've been. I mean, this tractor is not specifically made for working between the rows here, but it fits. Except you do got to get yourself lined up a little bit better than what I just did. Trying to get ourselves a good olive harvest in the first year, just to see what we get. Because I have not done olives in like over 3 years. Definitely have not done them in FS25, and did it early on in 22. So I'm not sure I know what to expect for a harvest. And who knows, if the olives do pretty good, and maybe if I can get some AI workers, I might expand on the olive grove. But we'll see. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I was excited on the heels of Tuscany in FS22 when I got back into doing grapes. But after like the 3rd season, I did not want to do grapes anymore. But at least with olives, I don't have to do pruning of the trees like you do the vines with grapes. Now, I don't think it said it need mulching, but I'm just running the mulcher as I go along anyways, along with the subsoiler. Lift up, please. Thank you. Now if we go into here, this should look a little bit better. Yep, that's the way it's going to look. But that's fine. And if I go in here, how are we doing here? Yeah, it doesn't say it needs to be plowed or anything like that. Oh yeah, the pH value. I kind of forgot about the pH value. I'm not sure how I'm going to approach that. I forgot to look for a mod on that. All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to put the mulcher away. So I'm going to just try the base game worker first to see if they will do olive groves / vineyards. Grapevines and olive groves are not supported. But alright. Let me go ahead and select on this. Ooh, why? Why that? Why Courseplay? I almost said GPS. Why is Courseplay not recognizing the whole field? That is rather... Oh, now it does. You know what? It's best not to ask. Vine settings. On the vine, right side of vine, left side of vine, on the vine, right side of vine. Yes. Generate course. I thought I said right side of vine, but it's starting on the left side. Sometimes it's best not to ask questions. And hire worker. It's going to take them 40 minutes? All right, we'll see what they do when they get down the end of this first pass here. I mean, I got things to do. I could be cutting down some trees and bringing in some more cash and taking care of some things around the farms. I'm still trying to get caught up from our last stream on last Thursday, so it's been like 4 or 5 days since I've been on here. Looks like you got plenty of room to turn around here. Oh, wait, that's not what you want. Well, what? Why are we doing that? Why are you going down the vine itself? Yes. Vine settings, right side of vine. One tool working with is probably correct. All right, we will do this ourselves for now. Is that tool 1.5 meters? Maybe that's my problem. Maybe the working width is not correct on that. 1.5 meter. Well, no fear. All right, we'll get this done. Won't take us too long to do it. But with the subsoiler, we're not seeing the change in the soil. So maybe I need to grab the mulcher again, so at least that way I know what rows I've been down. I'll have to figure out course play for the vines. I know it worked in 22. I haven't updated course play in a long time, though, for 25. So there might be the newer version. I could have it set up wrong, or it just needs to be updated, one or the other. But this setup is going to be just fine for our olives. Like I said, I may not mulch and plow every year moving forward. So at least if I mulch it, that changes the soil color a little bit. And I can see where I've been. I mean, we don't have that many rows. So if you did not see my Hills of Tuscany series in FS22, for the tractor I use between the rows, I use the Antonio Cario Tractorize tractor, which I thought was going to be a good tractor to use, but honestly, being articulated and going between the rows kind of was not great. The ground wasn't completely flat, and when pruning the vines, it ran into some issues. But this tractor here, if you're looking for a good tractor for working between the rows of either grapes or olives, this one seems to be doing pretty darn good. So as for the sale page, because I got a slurry tanker there for precision farming, I think maybe for this series here, because we got the pigs there, we don't have many pigs. They are producing slurry. I think I'll just probably end up selling the slurry straight up once they get it nice and full. Oh wait, I can use I forgot, we got Omatana's TARDIS tanker I can use to go ahead and sell that. So also in the Plains and Prairie pack, that's what I was going to show you. So I showed you some of the tractors, but it also comes with some seed drills. I don't know if it comes with any planters. Where are we here? Went right by it somewhere. There we go. So in the Plains and Prairie pack, you got the Vertistad direct drill, which is a 26.5 meter wide direct drill. You will need, which I'm surprised it doesn't show it on here, but if you hit combinations, it shows these seed and fertilizer tanker with it. So that's 345,000. So you're looking at roughly what, $650,000-$700,000 for the combo for that big direct drill and seed tank. Is there planters that came with the pack? Yes, you got the Vertistad right here, Plains and Prairie pack, $290,000. That is not a direct planter, though. There was also some sprayers that came in the pack, I do believe. Yes, you got the Fendt sprayer right here. So, herbicide, does it have seed and spot spraying? I think it does. Weed spot spraying, yes it does. Which I think all sprayers in 25 will have the option for seed and spot spraying with precision farming. So this comes in the Plains and Prairie pack. And also, I think there was a tanker. Yeah, so you got the GEA tankers right here. So you got a couple of options for that. Again, if you want to see what all comes in the pack, link should be in the description below. That'll bring you to Giant's website, and it's $9.99 for a DLC on its own. But if you have the Season 1 pass, you should already have it in the game for you. You just got to activate it like a mod when you play your save file. Sneak in there. There we go. Interesting that you gotta subsoil the ground for the olives every year. Now for spreading lime, there is a small spreader in the base game, but I feel like I'm going to go through the lime rather quick. And also, if you're looking to where you need olives or grapes on your farm, but you don't want to do the hassle of doing the orchards themselves, there are some greenhouses out there for mods that will grow olives and grapes for you. So if you're looking to do some production that, you know, requires olives or grapes, yeah, you can get yourself a greenhouse that will do it. Actually, Farmer G's greenhouse, which we got on the farm, but I'm just doing lettuce. I believe there is a greenhouse in this pack will do olives and grapes. Just gotta figure out what I did wrong with the course play settings for the Grove, because I used it, like I said, in 22. Just kind of curious as to why I couldn't get it to work here. I mean, it started to work, but it went working right on the row. It started out great, working on the side. But now I think I see why I said it was going to take like 40 some odd minutes. I was going to do between the rows and also the row itself. So this should boost our potential yield in the olives, I hope. I can't remember, but I think the mill behind us takes about 30 or 40,000. It can hold 30 or 40,000 liters. I don't think I'll get anywhere near that. Someone left their Steyr tractor there. Hello, JJ. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. So this Claas tractor will stay over here at the olive farm. You want to get between the rows there? There we go. Steyr tractor needs to go back to the main farm with a soil sampler. Let me go ahead and just fire up the engine. We'll let the engine warm up before we bring it back to the farm. The Class Arian 570. Great for working between the rows. I think I got the right amount of olives here for starters. It's not too small where it seems like, it's not going to be worth it. And it's not too large to begin with to think of it's going to be a lot of work. But then again, it is year number 1 of the olives, so we'll see how it is moving forward. That seemed rather ridiculous for that New Holland T8 that we sold earlier. 1.2 hours on the tractor. And it was $17,000 for the repaint on the tractor. I mean, you're talking $15,000 an hour for cost of repainting on that tractor. I play on PC, JJ, and as the title says, this is Dark Forest. Dark Forest is a logging map, so it does have a couple starter fields if you like. But if you really want to get into the farming aspect, you're going to have to cut down some trees to create some land to do some farming. I think on this series here, I am currently up to like 800 trees that I cut. Yep, Dark Forest. Dark Forest, the final chapter. It's a map that's been out. I think it was out, definitely out in 22 and 19. It may go back as far as 17. And I will get... Oh, I got one more pass here anyways. All right. If any tractor that's going to need a paint job when I'm done with it, it's going to be this one because the olive bushes are going to be scraped alongside the fenders for a while. If you're asking if the map is PC only, I do believe the map is all platforms. Should be. Alright, so it's been mulched and plowed. Didn't need to be mulched, but it makes it easier to see where I've been. It's weird that the subsoiler doesn't tear up the undergrowth. Yeah, so if I want to do lime spreading between these rows, I'm going to have to go with this, I think. Like I said, did not get a chance to check out any mods. Oh, what is this? This comes in the Plains and Prairies pack. An air boom applicator. Interesting. What's the working with on that? 22. Seems rather interesting. The Steyr. I need to bring that back to the farm. Corn is looking good. So now with the mod where I can up the production to 300% in the production buildings, I got to be careful about the wheat and corn for the fish farm, because now it's going to go through 3 times as much. So that really didn't take too long to take care of the subsoiling and mulching. And we know the fertilizing is not going to take us long. We did that last time. Now let's drop off the soil sampler. And yes, I do got a fertilizer spreader in there, but that's not good for lime. Might be, like I said, it might be a modded one out there. And I think I'll just park this right out here. Oh, did I need to buy some broad stock for the crawfish? Again, I don't know how much they're going to go through per month now since I got it at 300%. We're at 1,500. All right, and the sawmills, how are they doing on wood? All right, so they're doing fine. Wood chips are getting kind of full on that, so I better go empty those out just in case. We'll use our new Ford tractor. She's got the horsepower, just not the speed. See how this performs with the grain trailer. Give me them wood chips just to clear out the sawmill. Then we can move on to August, where the wheat fields should be ready for harvest. Seems to handle the trailer pretty well. This is not even the upgraded trailer, where it can hold 70,000 liters. Don't think we need to upgrade the trailer as of yet. The fields are not that big. The first couple of gears in the tractor are a little on the low side, as you would expect it. So it takes a moment for it to get up. Once it gets past like the third gear, I think it's doing fine. But again, it's not made for its speed. It's there for the horsepower and planting and all that. At some point, maybe we'll get ourselves one of the bigger direct drills, and this will come in handy. But our fields are not. I mean, they're getting close to where an upgrade would not hurt. But then again, I need the money for that. And I need to save up for the cotton module harvester. But I mean, we do pretty good money-wise here. It's just a matter of how fast can I bring the money in this year. So putting the wood chips into Omatana's silo, because her silos pretty much take anything. Good place to store the wood chips. And yeah, we can leave that attached right to that. The piggies, they got enough food for... Yes, they do. They're fine. Straw, slurry, they're good. All the productions should be fine. And again, the sale page. So we got ourselves a selectable baler, which is good. And yeah, as for the slurry on this map, with only 35 pigs, pigs are here just because we were growing wheat and corn anyway, so we can feed them with wheat and corn. And they're giving us some extra manure for the greenhouse. Speaking of, I should put that manure into the greenhouse. Kind of wish they made just a little bit more of the manure, but it kind of keeps up with the greenhouse. They're producing about just the right amount per month as the greenhouse uses. Let's dump the manure right on top of our water tanker. I do kind of like the greenhouses when they want manure to have that little side container where the manure goes. Although it sucks when you miss the input of the container and the manure goes everywhere. It's hard to pick it back up sometimes. Yeah, I think we're all set to go on to the next month into harvest season. And maybe I will lease that small spreader for lime. Maybe it's not going to go through as fast, but I think it's going to. I might be wrong on that. A little bit of rain. Actually, that sounded like a lot of rain. Seemed like it rained for like 6 or 7 hours. So our loan payment, loan interest, vehicle leasing. Oh, that's right. The only thing the only thing I got leased is the cutter. Sale page. Yep, nothing there that we need. Vehicles lease. Yes, the only thing I got is the tree harvester that's currently leased. The wheat should be ready. Here's 1 wheat field and 2 wheat fields. Lovely. So the combine is over here. Yes, we do got things to sell, but let's harvest one field and we'll go sell some stuff afterwards. So our Cat Lexian Combine is ready to rock and roll. Make sure I try to get myself lined up over the bridge. Been over the bridge once, and every once in a while it does tend to pop up when we go over the top. But overall, it's a pretty good bridge. Now, I could have a worker follow behind us for baling the straw, but I think we'll go around and do that afterwards. Wait, is this on straw swath? Probably not. Enable straw swath. There we go. Alright, fire up the old header. So again, the wheat is for the fish farm and also the pigs as well. Pigs aren't using as much. Once we get the wheat unloaded and we get ourselves a grain trailer, we'll top off the fish farm and put the rest in the storage. I got a lot of wheat in storage, so I may have to calculate, see if I want to bring some over to the grain mill that makes flour. We just got the grain mill not long ago for the olives, but since the grain mill, I keep calling it grain mill, is doing olive oil. But since it gives us the capability of doing some flour, we can take any extra wheat that we have and we'll go ahead and produce it if we can. Hello, West Virginia. Good Tuesday to you. Hello, Farmer G. Hope you're doing well today. So again, if you're new to the Dark Forest map, this field here does not exist. You have to cut down some trees to make it. This map does start with 2 smallish fields. And then the rest you just got to cut down trees and open it on up. And I kind of like doing that in Farming Simulator. I like getting on a forestry map, cutting down trees, and kind of creating your own fields. Don't think I'm going to get one headland done. We're going to be full of wheat. So I'm going to have to drive the Ford tractor all the way around to unload, but it is what it is. Oh. There she is. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if in with the next month or so you might start seeing some more Ford tractors on the mod hub. So we got 2 wheat fields to harvest. We're going to harvest this one. Then we'll sell the sawmill stuff. Greenhouse stuff. And then I'll have to keep track of the fish department, the fish factory, and the crawfish. Just have to buy some more broad stock for the crawfish. I got plenty of corn and wheat for the fish farm, I do believe. It's going to be hard for me to... Yeah, with the dual wheels, it's going to be hard for me to get the trailer right where I need it to be, but I'm pretty sure we can make this work. That's where an articulated tractor does come in handy. At least now I got some space to go around and unload the combine where needed. So I should mention that I do believe I'll be streaming the rest of the week, kind of getting back to my normal schedule. So expect me to be streaming all the way through Saturday, and Sunday's my usual day off from streaming, but I should be here the rest of the week. And hopefully, as for my recorded series like Penye, even ATS, and Transport Fever, hopefully I can get caught up on those, and those will get back to our regularly scheduled programming, I hope. Just got to get caught up on a few things. Usually I got things pre-recorded and ready to go, but as some of you know, I was out of town all weekend. That's why I didn't stream yesterday either. But I think as of right now, my schedule might be getting back on track. This is why I didn't bother having a worker follow behind us and picking up the straw, because I'm not going to have many swaths to pick up, and we're probably just getting each other's way, honestly. Because let's face it, I don't really have square fields here. Well, trailer's half full. and should get the rest into the combine. We'll unload into the trailer and top off the fish farm. They don't take that much wheat. I think 20,000 liters is what they take, and they're not empty, so should not be a problem. So I have to see how the lime is going to be doing in this field. I have not limed my field since the update to precision farming. So the field still may be over the rating that it needs. So may have to give it another yield or so. Miles, you got to make sure the the manure heap that you put down is the silo extension, not, because a lot of people do this mistake, and I did it the first time I did it. So on the manure heaps, so you don't want to go where it says silos and it shows the manure heap. You don't want that one. As weird as it sounds. You got to go to silo extensions and make sure you got this manure heap extension. And then when you put it down, oh, it says I don't have enough money, so I can't show you. But the silo extension for the manure heap, it'll tell you if you're close enough to the pen for it to transfer the manure over. I mean, you say the manure heap extension, but you got to make sure it's close enough to the pen. Just double check you got the manure heap extension. Now there are some animals that don't give manure. So if you're talking goats or sheep, unless you got a modded pen, they don't produce manure. I haven't done horses in 25. I don't think horses produce manure either, unless you're using a modded pen. You want to unfold there? There we go. Took a second to think about it. And let's scooch over and get this ready for the next wheat field to harvest. And yeah, I got to harvest the wheat fields this month because it's the last month for harvesting wheat. Hello, Skender. Hope you're doing better this week. Appreciate you stopping on in. Parked is right here. Let's get the Ford. Does anyone use horses? I tried in 22 and I could not make them profitable at all. I mean, I will be having horses on a farm at some point in FS25. But I got to make sure that the farm I'm running for horses, I'm making money elsewhere because horses, I'm just not going to make money doing that. Again, this Ford tractor is not built for speed. It's built for field work. But luckily I don't have that far to transport the stuff. Let's go feed the fishies. Where's that trigger? Hello? There we go. Alright, the rest I'll go put in the silo for now. And then when I harvest the other wheat field, I'll see if I should be putting some in the pig barn or not. No, profitability isn't everything, but if you are going to have horses on a farm, you better make sure that you are making money elsewhere because the horses are going to cost you. It's just like what I did on Solyndra. We had the spinnery making us fabric from the sheep that we had. How much wheat do I have in storage here? Pretty good amount. Should be like just shy of 70,000. All right, let's go get my semi, and we will go ahead and start selling some stuff. So again, now with the productions mod that I got running, we got most of our production running at 300%. So that means we got more stuff to sell. So I was thinking about, at some point, buying the furniture. Wait, where is it? Carpentry, making furniture. Planks long gives me more furniture. I can make planks and planks long out of it. Or just regular wood even. So I get more out of it than I put into it. Why is that recipe the same? You would think if 10 planks give you 14 furniture, you think planks long would give you more than 14 furniture. Not sure about those recipes. Is that the one with the Fiat as the main tractor? If you're referring to when I'm talking about Solyndra, when I had the horses, yeah, it was where I had the Fiat and a Deutz. No Name is much happier now that he has a stable home. Are you saying I did not give No Name a stable home? I get the pun and the joke. Stable, home. I actually have been thinking about, if you've been around a while on this channel, I put out some shorts, video shorts, at the beginning of FS22 with a couple of horses. Stan, I think it was Stan and Betty. I need to bring back Stan and Betty. Because there's nothing wrong with some quick dad jokes every once in a while. How much wood is left in this sawmill? Oh yeah, the sawmills are getting low. They're getting low on the wood. So 3 times the production is going to go through the wood rather quick. I love how this is stacking up. Got anything left? 1 more pallet of planks long. That's a good start. Back money back in the account. Look at all these pallets of lettuce in 1 month. So again, like I said, hopefully my schedule will get back on track this week. I did release an episode of Peña actually yesterday, not today, which is the usual day. I did have an ATS video go on Sunday. And like I said, I hope I can get back on track where Peña is released on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I'm going to try to get an episode of Transport Fever out on Friday. And I should be streaming the rest of the week as well. How lucky is it someone set up a shop just outside your farm? I mean, it's very convenient. I don't know who put this fence in, though. The fence right here is not quite convenient. All right, let me go sell this because the loading is going to start getting a little tricky. Probably need to go to the store and buy some broad stock for the crawfish. I do need to check that because they were at 1,500 liters, now at 300%. You gotta see how much they're using per month. All right, Skender, thanks for dropping in just for a little bit. And hopefully tomorrow is a better day for you. What we got? 2 more wood beams. But it's nice to see the money. If I'm making 116,000 just from sawmill and lettuce per month, by the time we get to, can't remember when, I think I planted the cotton in March, so that means it'll be ready in November. By the time I get there, I might have enough money to buy the cotton module harvester outright. We got another pallet of wood beams. Yeah, while I'm waiting, crawfish. Let's see what they got down to. So now they're using about 1,000 liters per month. They actually would have used more, but I ran out of space for them. So that's not what you want. All right, we'll load this up, and while we're waiting for them to spawn some more, pallets. Where are the pallets? Pallets. Broad stock, and we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5 is the number of the day. Are the fish getting? Oh no, the fish are not anywhere near full, so they're fine. Alright, that's all that they have currently. I mean, it's still pretty good. What side is this unloading on? Unloading side left? Nope, unloading side right. And we're just going to pile the crawfish over here. Right, let's go to the store and get the broad stock and get that packed on in. Hello, FS Farmer. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday so far. Wonder why the pallets at the store are so spread out. I'm guessing those are just slots for items. Each item takes up a certain amount, I guess. It's going to take all but one. Hopefully I can just unload this right into the trigger by doing this. Don't know if it's in the trigger or not, but I'm going to say it's close enough. If it's not gone by tomorrow, or aka September, then I know it's not actually in the trigger. I mean, it's not showing in the trigger, but looks like it might be close enough. Ooh, this is going to be a tight corner now with the fence being there. And the long truck that we have. Well, I think I'm just going to give it a try putting lime down with this spreader, but I think it's going to go through it rather quickly. No, that's sprayers, not sprayers. Spreaders. Only holds 300 liters. So I need the claw. Oh, nope. We can just jump over like this. Drop off the mulcher. Drop off the subsoiler. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to put down Omatana's hut over here so that way I can just keep refilling with lime. Make sure I don't dip into the river. One day I'm sure I will. Happy now that someone made a refrigerated shed to store perishable goods. Inside there's actually the plastic curtains that hang, and inside are the shelves. I saw that mod. I kind of like it, but the only thing that puts me off a bit about that is the drop-off point for the pallets to store them into the refrigerated shed. Unless we're talking about different ones. I mean, it's fine for smaller trailers to back in to unload those. But for the productions I get involved with, storing them in there seems a little bit not what I was looking for. I mean, it's a good mod. Just not what I would like to see. So I'm just leasing this to take care of the lime at the olives. The refrigerated shed I'm talking about is like a little, I don't say little, but it's like a red and white shed. But I think we're talking about the same one. There's our Fendt 926 with a tree harvester on it. Actually, having a shed over here, one of the huts, is not a bad idea. Because I will need liquid fertilizer now and then also. Constructibles container. I don't want the cheap one. Reduced price. No, I don't want reduced price. Spin that around. Now I gotta change that back to that. I mean, this could go. Oh wait a minute! Does that not do lime? Oh, it does not do lime. I was thinking of it. Okay, well, all right. I guess I'll return that. Man, I think I was used to the one I did in 22 where it used lime. That doesn't use lime. Well, all right. Is there one? Let me have a look on the mod hub. Yield improvements. What does that do? All right. So probably not that. What is this one for? They just say fertilizer spreader, but they don't say that they do lime. Because I need a narrow one. All right, so I'll probably have to have a look later on. They'll just say fertilizer spreaders, but they don't say if they do lime or not. And I'm trying to see some pictures to see if they do. The thing is, like I said, we need a narrow one that goes between the rows. Ah, see that one there says lime and fertilizer. All right, let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is... All right, hang on a second. Let's go ahead and we'll save the game. Twice for good luck. Go to the mod hub. Go down to spreaders. Was it this one I was looking at? Yes, fertilizer and limestone. Stara Tornado. Stara Tornado. Yes, I don't want to update the other mods. Thank you. They're small mods that hold around 2k liters that carry lime on the mod hub. This one holds 600, but I didn't. They weren't really describing if they held fertilizer and lime. And we'll just lease this one. All right, back to the store. Well, if I wasn't 30 seconds or 1 minute into the future branding, I would have probably seen that and got that one, but I got the Stara Tornado. I didn't even see what the working width was. I'm just looking for a small one. Let's throw some lime down. I'm not sure if the olive grove is going to go through the lime for each harvest. I don't remember doing so in 22 and precision farming, but this is 25 and things have changed, maybe. Hello, Farming Sins. Welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Looks like a small spreader in the mod hub, but then you get on the back of this tractor, and it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. I mean, this is a small tractor too, but still bigger than I thought the implement was going to be. Yeah, so our sawmill's actually going to run out of wood because they're running at 300% now. So the wood I had in there, which should have lasted quite a long time, is not lasting as long now since we are running at 300% capacity. Just realized there is rain in the forecast. So let me turn down the time scale at ×1, not ×5. Because I got one more field of wheat to harvest. And this is the last month for wheat. Wait, no, don't want diesel. What is the working width of this thing? 18 meters. Might be able to go right down the middle here. Okay, not quite. Now I got a little spot on each side to do, but as you can see, we're not really going through that much lime. So, and it's lime, so I mean, lime is cheap. But 18 meters is a good working width. We'll just go right down here. Well, I was actually be able to cover more area than I thought it would. Hello, Nesco. Welcome. Alright, not too bad. As you can see in the upper left-hand corner, not requiring too much lime in most areas. Let's see, 1, 2. It's going to leave just one section I can't quite cover. Of course, it's going to leave one row. Yeah, need one more row. Well, lime was cheap and the spreader was cheap. Turn off realistic spreading of lime and fir in your PF settings. I mean, I try to keep it as realistic as possible, so I wouldn't. I would leave it turned on. All right. That's going to be as good as it's going to get. And I'm not going to worry about the lime that's in here. It's going to return the spreader as is. All right, olives. Oh, you can't go through them that way. So we'll see how the olives come out in, I don't know what month they're ready for harvest, maybe October-ish, somewhere around there. All right, so I need to get back to my combine. Didn't really leave myself a lot of room to get on the header without going into the corn. Oh, it was there for a second. Got it. Should be able to get around the headland on this field, I think, before I fill up. And once I get this harvest done, we'll probably have to jump into our tree harvester and start chopping down some trees. And if the sawmills run out of wood, well, it's not that big of a deal. Although, like I said, I'm trying to get enough money for our cotton module harvester by the end of the year for the harvest, but if I gotta lease it, I gotta lease it. Well, I thought I was going to get around an entire headland, but it's looking like I probably won't. Even with the yield only at, well, it's flickering between 80 and 100% where I'm at, so I must be going over two different soil types. As long as I get to the end of this row here, I'm good, because I'm going to just turn around And we'll get the auger on the side I've harvested so I don't drive into my crop. I usually don't go around the field counterclockwise, but that's what I'm doing. I was going to turn around, but there's some trees in the way. $13.5, I think this holds. Yes. Into the Ford. Just switch that on over. That's better. All right. Let's go down and empty out the combine. Yeah, so if it does start to rain, or what time is it going to start to rain? I should be looking at. Oh, it's not going to rain for like another 5 in-game hours. And the reason why Plains and Prairie Pack, I know you said that you think that the DLC should have been free. I'm pretty sure Giants had to pay licensing fees for the brand names. So that's probably why it's a paid DLC. Hello, Crystal. Hope you've been well. And you had a good weekend. Good Tuesday to you. Oh, the pH in this field is bad. So yeah, the pigs, that's next thing I need to do with the wheat. How much food? They got plenty of actually wheat. They need more corn than anything. So all this wheat's going to go into storage. We did just top off the fish production with wheat, so they could use some corn and probably some mineral feed. Crawfish are looking good again. Hello, Walrich. Welcome. And your question is, if FS25, is it worth buying? Is it better? That is something that you're going to have to answer for yourself. I mean, all we can do is show you what FS25 has to offer. Because some people are going to say it's better. Some people are going to say it's worse. Some people are going to say it's, worth buying. Some are not. So it all depends on... I mean, there's some people that look at Farming Simulator in general and can't figure out why people would even want to play it to begin with. So... It's always a tricky question when someone says, should I buy this game? It all depends on if it's worth it for you to buy. I would say it is, but that's something you need to judge for yourself if it's worth for you to buy or whatever. Does Farming Simulator 25 have issues? Yes, it still has some issues, and hopefully Giants will get them resolved sooner rather than later. You have the same problem with tram lines. You plow the area. It's okay now. Oh, so if you're referring to my Penier series, yeah, I bought a field that had tram lines in it. And even though I got tram lines turned off, the drill would not drill where the tram lines were previously. So, I mean, that was my next step on that field, but it's going to be a moment before I could test it on that field. This is a pretty big header, but I don't think it's the biggest header available to us. But for what we're doing here on this farm, it's a decent sized one. I do like the combine, but the combine, even though it's a cat combine, you can see it says it's a cat Lexian combine, so it's basically a Kloss tractor combine actually. So not surprising that it operates really good. I mean, if you still want to compare 22 to 25, what 25 brings to the table over 22 is I mean, you got ground deformation and you got the light rays. So basically like the skybox and how the light shines through the trees and all that. So it's a lot more eye candy than what actually brings to the overall gameplay, but visually it's better. Is that going to do it, or it's going in? It's half and half. But it's going in. Also, if you want the new crop types of spinach, peas, green beans, that's also in new to the game over FS22. Oh, I also don't want to forget the rice. We have rice. So yeah, all this wheat is going to go to storage, or I may bring this wheat over and make some flour with it. Now, I don't think I should be bringing the Ford over if I'm going to the grain mill, because I'm not sure I have enough room between the olives and the river to sneak through there with that. I have to get rid of some olives for the future. This will be a few of them that we need to get removed. I mean, I could expand the land into the river, but I'm trying not to disturb the river too much. I think I'll get the rest of the harvest into the combine. And that'll be it for wheat for the year. I guess I should start also be thinking about where I want to create another field. As for what crop I'll put into it, don't know yet, but start looking of maybe where to create one so I got more trees to cut. I like doing the regular rice because the harvester is so unique. I've kind of avoided the regular rice because of the planter and harvester. So because I would like to have a decent sized field of it, but the problem is the harvester and planter would just take forever to probably do a decent sized field. All right, that is the wheat. All harvested. Let's get this grain put away before the rain gets here. Not that it matters, but you don't want your grain getting wet. Hello, Jim. No, it's probably the 17. I should look because I don't remember what header I actually have. No, I end up getting the biggest header, so it's the 19.2. Oh, pull up the combine, not the header. There we go. It's a 19.2 meter wide header. 90 meter wide would be ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure there's a mod out there somewhere where the header is actually 90 meters wide. That'd be like 4.5 times the size of this header. Into the Ford. As it ramps up through all the gears. So we bought ourselves a Ford tractor today from the Plains and Prairie DLC. 470 horse. I think it costs like $190,000 for it. I end up selling the New Holland T8 that we purchased not long ago. Again, it's not a speed demon. We're at top speed. But it's on the farm for field work and plus You know, I wanted a Ford tractor on the farm for a while. I actually wanted a Ford tractor on a few of my farms, but now that Ford is a licensed brand on the game, we'll probably start seeing some Ford tractors on the Mod Hub roll on through. Now, eventually, like I said, because in the pack also we got some bigger seed drills, I'll probably end up getting one in the future, but right now the farm definitely does not need a drill that big. But that tractor should be able to handle it. So now with the New Holland T8 gone, the most obvious choice for doing the baling is going to be with a Steyr. I forgot how much horsepower this has. I think it's 300. This should be able to handle the baler. Make sure I got these on. Right now I got on 240s. I can actually make the bales bigger because this is Farmer G's baler, where I could actually do 9 times the size if I wanted to, but I'm not playing on Western Australia like I was in 22. We're not going to get that many bales, so we'll leave it at 240s for now. And of course, it would drop a bale off right where the next pass is going to be. "17 miles an hour working speed." That seems like it's a little bit faster than normal or the base game, which I don't mind at all. Again, I could have had this on a worker following the combine when I was harvesting, but I knew I wasn't going to have many swaths to pick up, so I thought it'd be fun to do some baling. I think the other bales I got in the trailer, we're just going to go ahead and sell those. I think I basically just need to keep about 2 straw bales for the pigs for a year. They're not really going through the straw that much. Then again, it's only 35 pigs, so it's not like I got the 700 like we did on fresh stocks. All right, one field done. Let me get the bales out of here. Don't want them bouncing out as I go over the river. And we'll probably put corn in these two fields. Just try to rotate the fields for crop rotation, even though that is not a thing in the game. But as I mentioned before, that it was a mod in 22 that I used. I would like to see that come back in 25. So I think we'll sell all but maybe 3 or 4 straw bales. I think 2 is good, but maybe keep about 4 around the farm. The farm feels incomplete without a few cattle. Yep, I do miss not having cows. When I do a farm without cows on it, I do feel like there's something missing, and I know what it is. It's cows, but that's just because all the farms where I am, there's always cows. So I'll have to check. I think this field I said needs lime, but this is the original field. This field right here that I'm working in, this field is here as the map is created. So this is not one where I cut down trees and put a field in. You can probably tell that because the field is perfectly square. Few more swaths. We'll go sell the straw bales that we have and pick up these, get them off the field. I don't have a shed for these bales yet. I mean, there's a couple of sheds I could use, but those are the ones I keep using the same ones over and over. When it comes to sheds, I just never find any that excite me anymore. Even all the sheds that are on the mod hub, I was like, they're okay, but I was looking for something that catches my eye, and nothing really has done so in quite a while when it comes to sheds. Alright, straw picked up. And I'll leave the straw that's in the baler in there because I'm not doing grass work here. In real life, though, you probably want to take that straw out. You don't want it sitting there for over a year. It's good that the Steyr was able to handle this workload. I don't need to be parking it that close to the wall. Or do I? I think I was stacking more in here than I remember doing so. Alright, so we got this trailer here. I think the straw, I can sell that at the little market. Ooh, some big bucks there, almost a little over $5,000. Just got big Roy. It looks too small. Looked too big and cumbersome when I saw it. Ooh, bouncy, bouncy. These straw bales are blending into the field pretty darn good. Trying to figure out how many bales I had in the other field. I think I'll just go sell these and pick them up. I think I'll get a more than a full trailer if I went down there. See, now the loader's got to come to a complete stop. There we go. Alright, let's go get the rest of the straw bales. Like I said, we'll keep about 4 of them. Trying to think if I've seen Sam today. We fed him a little while ago, but usually he hangs around and kind of walks around inside the road area. Alright, so I got more bales down here than I thought I had. So kind of glad I went and sold those. So I'm guessing this field might be a little bit bigger than the other one, and it also could mean that the yield rate in this field is better also. Could be a combination of both. So I think what we'll do is we'll grab the tailing handle, we'll grab 4 bales, and I'll put the bales in front of the baler. I think that's a good place for them. Alright, tell the handler. Well, we'll grab the manure. Yeah, I probably needed 45 pigs. But we got 35. It's too bad that once you put down a pen and create a fence, they can't go back in and just edit the fence line. You pretty much got to sell... Oh, there's Sam right there. Hello, Sam. Yeah, you need to like sell the whole pen and put it back down and redo the fence line if you want more or less. But honestly, I didn't know. I thought 35 pigs, I would have said would be enough, which it is. It just barely keeps up with the greenhouse. So yeah, I know these are pallet forks, but they work wonders on bales. That's all I needed to do. And we'll sell the rest of the straw bales. And we got $150,000 in the bank account. Got to work our way towards $500,000 by November, so I can just purchase the cotton module harvester. That's my next goal. But I think that was my next goal for at least a few months here on Dark Forest. But I've been spending the olive grove came up out of nowhere. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do an olive grove and buy all that stuff. Alright, drop off the low loader. I'm going to grab the logging trailer. And we're going to head over to the olive grove area. That's where our Fendt 926 is waiting with a tree harvester. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Yeah, a little bouncy over the bridge every once in a while. I should probably landscape it more. I thought the bridge was doing pretty good, but now it seems like every time I go over it, it does bounce a little bit. Should probably put the soil a little bit higher than the bridge at either end. Alright, so we're just going to trim down, I say trim down, cut down some trees alongside this road all the way down to the cotton field. Just to make it seem a little bit wider through here. Just want to open it up a little bit. And I'm kind of thinking maybe across the road here somewhere. It's rather flat. Wait, do I own... Don't know if I own that or not. Do I own the lot across from us? Not quite. I don't quite own that. How much is lot number 8? 221,000. I mean, you can see I got a lot of land that I have not even got to yet. I could probably even put it up here. This is the furniture production that I may get involved with at some point. But I'll have to see roughly down here what this looks like. I think it's kind of flat in here, so I could start putting another field in here. A field of what? I don't know, but trees is what's making us money on this map as we expand. Nope, you don't have to make another waterlog clip. At least not yet, you don't. The stream's not over yet, who knows? Oh, that's not on my... Haha. Like, I thought it was just flashing up the trees too big. That's right, I don't own that side of the road. I'm sure I'll go over that bridge at some point again in the series. And again, for those people who are new to the series, no, I don't plan on cutting down every tree on this map. Don't know how many trees are actually on this map, but originally I said if I get to 1,000, that would be probably more than I thought I would do. We are getting up near 1,000 at this point. We should be approaching 800 trees, honestly. Now for here, I probably will put down... I'll buy some trees to put down here, but maybe closer to the pond itself. I think I got to get down to the corner here. Yeah, somewhere around the corner, I think. When the road starts bending off to the left a little bit, then I can cut trees on the other side. We own the road, actually. Just not the opposite side. No, the Ford tractor actually has nothing on the front. In the store, when I put weights on it, I thought I was going to put the weights on the front, but actually was putting the weights on the back, which I was like, okay, don't need the weights on the back. I could see why in some cases where it would need weights on the back, get some more weight on those rear tires, but I wonder if the smaller Ford tractor could have weights or a PTO on the front. Let's have a look at those Ford tractors again. Well, you can see this one right here. There's nothing for the front of that whatsoever. And the additional weight, the weights actually go on the back here. And then the Ford and the Versatile is pretty much the same tractor, just a little bit different design in the grille. So the smaller Ford. Okay, so the smaller Ford could have weights on the front. Oh, and they go down underneath there. That's interesting. What about the Versatile? Can I have a 3-point front weight? No. So the Versatile can't have one on the front either. Are there medium tractors in the pack? I didn't even look. Nope, there's no medium tractors. I don't think there's any small tractors. Nope. So all the tractors in the pack that got released today, they're all considered large tractors. And none of them have a 3-point linkage on the front. And that's the Big Roy that was mentioned a little while ago by Miles. They said it seemed kind of small. I mean, it is 600 horsepower. It looks kind of like a clumsy tractor in a way, but definitely a unique tractor. Get down to this corner and we'll pick up the trees that we cut down. $175 has a 3-point link. What did I miss? We're talking about 3-point link for the front of any of the tractors on the Plains and Prairie pack, which I don't see where any of them. Usually when we get to big tractors like this, they're not going to have any 3-point leakage on the front. No, that's going to cause problems. Yep. I'm a little clumsy with the tree harvester today. No, can we just trim that up, please? Can't see if all the limbs are off that or not. We'll cut that there. And somewhere like right about there. And if my autoloader doesn't pick it up, that's because it's too long or it has a limb on it. So I think this is the corner-ish that we have approached, and I think I should own the property to the right just about. Let's see where we are. It should be somewhere. Yep. So we own all that, and this is relatively flat in there, so it's probably my next target, cutting down trees there and make a field there. What I should do is cut down a few trees on the right hand side so I know where the line roughly is. So if I were to aim the tractor a little bit more to the left. So I'm looking at the arrow on the map, trying to get a line here. Yeah, so it's roughly in this kind of a straight of a line. I mean, of course, the game's going to tell me if I go to cut a tree, it's not my property. It's going to say, hey, you don't have the rights to cut this tree. I think we're doing fine on wheat and corn for feeding the pigs and the fish. So whatever I decide to do with this field, but it's going to take a moment to get this done. I'm not going to do it all today, of course, but we'll get a little bit of it going. But again, it's kind of what I like about this map. Even though it's a forestry map, and there's a lot of trees to cut, they're not so many in a tight group. So even just by cutting down 20 or 30 trees, you do tend to open up an area at a decent rate. me go ahead and we'll get the semi-truck. We'll start loading up some of these logs. I think both mills are probably down to about the same amount of wood, like 10,000 almost. Let's have a look here. 10,000 and 10,000. Why do I got... Okay, for a minute I thought the wood chips were way up, but I think the bar needed to be reset. So again, I downloaded a mod that came out, a couple days ago. I don't remember. The past couple weeks have been kind of sketchy in my brain. But it allows you to do productions up to 300% working rate. The mod is for PC and Mac only. But you can adjust how much percentage of production you want out of each product. I got them all at 100%. Wood chips. Why is that only at 100%? Shouldn't that be at 300 as well? That's wood chips. I'll leave that there. That's fine. I think that's just for distributing only. So, but any hoozles. Yes, I need you. All right, make sure I change that to 1 stack of 12. It's on 2 of 6. 1 stack of 12. And should be on the left-hand side. That's loading from. One mod you missed, one tells you how much animals need for food per year. That is a nice mod. So you have a rough idea of how much food you need for the animals for every year. Definitely comes in handy. I mean, it's a simple mod, but it's so handy that, I mean, if you do a lot of animal pens, which I tend to do, it's nice to know. I was going to say, why aren't we picking up that little toothpick of a limb, but it finally picked it up. And I'll have to get my brush hog in here and take out the stumps and some of these shrubberies. Come on, you can load more than that. Alright, trailer is pretty consistent in telling me that, no, it's had enough. So, we'll throw this into one of the mills. And yeah, we did have a tornado come through here a couple of years ago. So it'd be good to get rid of some of those trees. We'll get rid of them all that are in the general area. So again, the cotton will be going to Granny's Knitwear. This is the first year I'm doing cotton on this map. And Granny's Knitwear is just here on the right-hand side. She's going to be taking the cotton and going directly to making clothing with it. And I was told it's not an overpowered mod, so we'll see. If she happens to make too much clothing, then we'll have to figure out something, but one step at a time. pick up the other logs, get them off the ground at least. Probably need to cut down some trees at that corner, so that way I'm not trying to get around the trees and drive into my field by mistake. Just the one log, that's all you wanted to pick up? Come on, grab the other one. Yeah, push the fence out of the way. There you go. So kind of got a little bit of a game plan of where to get some more trees. I mean, they're everywhere, but at least I have an idea of what area I want to clean out next. Let's switch this to picking up on the right side. Didn't think I was going to get a full trailer of logs, but it's getting there. Camera angles hasn't been great because it seems like I'm in a good spot, and every time I make a more of a corner, a limb is in our way. And let's see, I got another log that's over in the swamp a little bit, so let's see if I can pick that one up. There's that one. And there's probably one more. There it is. Well, just about 2 full trailers, which is more than I thought I had. Guess if a person wanted to, you can go in the XML to get what they eat per day and do the math that way. I was told there would be no math. I don't want to do math when I play a game, but I tend to do math either way to figure out myself how much they're using. So much easier just to have a mod so you can look down there and like, oh, so they require 28,000 liters of food per year. It's nice to know. Alright, so this will go to sawmill number 2. I mean, it gets us up to about 50,000. If I remember, these were using 10,000 liters per month. So now, in theory, they should be using 30,000 liters per month. No, the tree harvester I'm using is on the mod hub. I'll give you the name of the mod in a second, because I can never remember the name of the mod. It's in a mod pack. Again, I don't want to remove all the trees. I just want to widen up the road a little bit, or the view of the road. So remove some trees on both sides, but this left-hand side is going to be a field at some point. But I will cut down all the trees that the tornado damaged. So the name of the mod for that tree harvester, if I go down to the logging stuff, again, I forgot what category. Excavator tools? No. It's under miscellaneous. It's called the Kesla Forestry Pack mod. So it comes with a log grabber. The tree harvester that I'm using does come with a log grab. There's a couple more things it comes with, but I don't know. Oh, so there's the same stuff there. It comes with a logging trailer in the pack. I think that's going to be it. But that, yeah, that's what you're looking for. So again, that is called the... Oh, great. Where was I? It's called the Kesla Forestry Pack mod. It is on the mod hub on Giants. And it's under forestry equipment, of course. So you got about 4 or 5 items in the pack. But that's where the tree harvester comes from. And again, you don't need much horsepower. It does up to 64 centimeters, so that could be kind of key for you. And this Fendt I'm using, I think is a 260 horse. Yeah, 260 horsepower tractor is what I'm using for it. But you're definitely going to need like a weight on the back for the trees as well, because it does get a little heavy, of course, as you can imagine on the front. So I'm just getting our drone up here. Yeah, we can see it's relatively flat in here, so I'm going to be doing like a straight line. And going to at least to where that tornado, looks like the tornado stopped right there. And start cutting out an area all the way through here and around to here. Oh, wait, we got 2 tornado areas? 1 tornado, 2 tornado. Okay. So probably cut out like this general area to where this tornado was. As for, like I said, we'll just create a field and we'll figure out what to plant at a future date. But our olives are looking pretty good now. I mean, they got lime there and everything, but overall they're doing pretty good. I do like the way the area came out on this peninsula. It's actually looking better than I thought it would. And I think the way I put down the olive grove, I left myself enough space to get around, make some turnarounds. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty darn good. That's the wheat field that we harvested. We got our cornfield over here, which will be ready in a few months' time. Our farmyard, of course. And this is the first field I kind of created. That's corn. And we got that wheat field also, which will now be corn next upcoming season. Let's get back down to earth here. Branding, don't make me slap you. I'm trying to... I'm trying to cut back on grass work for a little bit. Just take a break for it. I'm still doing grass work on Peignay. But yeah, we're just going to have pigs here anyways. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just cut down. Actually, no, what I was going to do is I want the stire. Where's my stire? There it is. And we'll grab the destroyer, a.k.a. brush hog, a.k.a. Bednar mower. And just want to get rid of those stumps on the side of that road. And the one thing I've learned about cows in FS25 is you don't need a whole lot of cows to produce enough milk to, of course, where you need a lot of dairy production. I mean, we just came from, I would say just came from, it's been a while now, but we just came from Riverview, where I had about, well, it was over 1,000 cows. Some were beef cattle. We had a total of 1,200, so probably like 1,100 milking cattle. And I had 5 dairies? And I was still selling milk straight up because it was just way too much milk. I know they say milk does the body good, but we just had way too much milk on that series. I mean, it was great when September, October came around, and we had all the cheese and butter and all that stuff. So the grass will grow back here, but I want to get rid of these bushes. I don't want to get rid of the swamp stuff too much, swamp design. Alright, and whip it around. That stump does not want to disappear. There it goes. Oh, that stump may need lumberjack mod. Can't get the mower over that. Yeah, tend to go a little bit too fast for some stumps. So we should be all set for the olives. We got the harvester. We don't need a special trailer for olives. That's grapes need a special trailer, but not olives. But besides that, the mill is right there, so we just got to take the harvester, drive over to the mill and dump it on in to make olive oil. So it'll look good again once the grass grows back in. Now it looks a little bit better going down the road. You don't feel too enclosed. And again, the trees on the right, I can't cut those. I don't own that property until we get down to where our fence is, which is right here. I don't have to threaten to slap you. Your wife slaps you enough already. I mean, whatever you're into. Whatever. clean this up a little bit here. Hello, Richard. Welcome. I am doing okay for a Tuesday. Hope you are as well. Just kind of curious. I think I've done this before, but I want to take this tree harvester down to where the tornado ripped those trees. I want to see what a tree harvester does. I think I did it on Riverbend Springs, but I don't remember exactly how it went down. I hope these trees, they look kind of big for this harvester. Yeah, it's not going to let me... It's not going to let me cut these with a regular tree harvester. Well, I say a regular tree harvester with this one that we have here. Again, I did mention about one of these in the future. I think there's a couple on the Mod Hub. But right now, this is the only one I would... Oh, well, you got that John Deere one. $450,000 for a full-size tree harvester. So when a tornado goes through it, it turns them into these. The trees get actually bigger. Because all the trees I've been able to cut with that on this map. Unless a tornado hits it and it changes it to this one, which is a bigger... Oh, it's just called a ravaged tree. So it is a special tree design. So they go from like a Scotch pine to a ravaged tree. Well, it is what it is. So we got some trees to cut down. Do I want to get into the month of September? Corn is not going to be September. I'm pretty sure that's going to be late. Corn. Yeah, it's not September. But I think... Anything for sale that I need? Nope, nothing we need. Yeah, let's go to September and we'll sell some stuff. Pigs should be fine. Factories and everything should be good to go. Some hail. We don't want any hail. Rain, I don't mind, but we don't need hail. How much more to loan do I got? The original, I think it was a $500,000 loan I took out. Down to $91,000. I think it's 11 more payments. 11 more payments will be gone. I mean, I could just pay back the loan now, but it's all good. Need the truck. Not the logging trailer, but we need the truck. Little morning fog. You're just kidding, but if you read what you just wrote, she just might. Blink 3 times if you need help. Of course, I guess you blinking is not going to help anyone here because we can't see you, but never mind. I may get myself in trouble now. Let's just see, the sawmill, I know it was about midday, so we had about 45,000 liters-ish in the mill, and the mill is now down to 22,000. So yeah, it's going about through 25, 30,000 years of wood per day now. While we're waiting for this to load, what's for sale today? Well, nothing. Pure interest. I mean, a tree planter would be kind of interesting if I had the excavator, but we don't. So we won't. So September, no field work. So probably spend a little bit of September cutting down some more trees. Getting the sawmills as much wood as we can. Didn't turn around enough there, or back up enough to get around that tree. Never works out when I keep loading up the same way. I go to the sawmill, I get a decent trailer load, and I know the lettuce is going to try to stack on top, but it can't. And I do the same thing every time. Did that crawfish broadstock, did that get taken in? Yes, the broadstock is gone, so that's fine for today, I think. I'm sure the price of the crawfish and fish are just absolutely terrible this time of year. I mean, definitely the crawfish, it's like way worse. Where am I here? Crawfish. Max price should be $37.50. We're down to $1,700. Fish is $17.67. It's not as bad, but we got a lot of wood products to sell. So increasing the production is going to help us out on the sawmills. In the beginning, I was thinking about putting down a third sawmill, but now definitely don't need 3 because trying to keep up with them with enough wood to process. I don't want to get to be where I'm cutting down trees after trees. That's to keep the sawmills going. Sawmills are just here to help us do something with the wood. Ooh, 5 more pallets to load. 3 more pallets. And it should be just 1 more. Let me double check while I'm waiting anyways. Yep, some wood beams. I do love these sawmills. I just don't like the spawn area. I wish the spawn area was double the size. There was a mod in FS22, and I don't know if it's out in FS25, where it allows the pallets to double stack. I don't know if that mod is out for 25 or not. I thought there was a pallet of lettuce here that... Oh, I already picked it up. Never mind. So double stacking pallets at the sawmill would help out greatly. Although it might cause a problem with like Farmer G's greenhouse because those pallets already double stack. I guess it would quadruple stack. Got a good amount of pallets left here, so let me go ahead and we'll sell these and come back at the rest. Because it's already starting to stack a little bit weird. I could unload it and restack it on the trailer and it would look pretty good, but... How many more pallets we got? 6 more. May get us up to $250,000 when I sell these, which would be good. I should have one more pallet to spawn. Should be it. Hey, I can count correctly today. Yep, got us up to 261. So I think the case cotton harvester is 450 or is it 480? Cannot quite remember that. I mean, I did use it on Riverbend. 485. It's getting more expensive the more I think about it. I mean, yeah, I could lease it every year, and it'd probably be cheaper to do that. But I always like buying my equipment straight up and not have to worry about it. See how our little piglets, I say piglets, they're not piglets, they've been hogs for a while. Hello. Yeah, I wish we could just edit the fence line. I mean, you probably would have to remove the pigs, but I wish we could edit the fence line instead of having to delete the whole thing and put it back down and do the fence over again. That'd be kind of cool if we could do that. Because a few more pigs I would not mind, just to give us more manure. Because now with the greenhouse, if I were to up that 300% for the manure lettuce, I would need a lot more manure than what we get. But the pigs just barely keep up with what we're doing there. So not too bad. We got ourselves a Ford tractor from the Plains and Prairie pack today. We also got ourselves some equipment for our olive grove, which I do like this area. It's my new part of the farm that I just my favorite part of the farm I love right now because of the way it turned out over here. But we got ourselves a Kloss tractor today with a mulcher and a subsoiler for our olives. That's working out pretty darn good. Oh yeah, we also did get ourselves a See and Spot weed sprayer, which is still down at the store. We got that used. And yeah, we're getting ready to start creating another field for our production building, or more wood for our sawmill productions, and also for expanding for another field. And that is what we'll be working on. But I think that's what I call it for today. I'm still kind of exhausted from the past weekend I had. But the good news is I'm streaming today, and I'll be streaming the rest of the week as of right now. I'll be streaming all the way through Thursday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. back to streaming at usual times. I'm going to try to get, like I said, my videos, my recorded videos, kind of back on schedule. I hope I need to do some catching up to do on that. And I need to do a lot of off-camera work on some other games that I streamed, like Car Dealer Simulator. Need to do some off-camera work on that. Need to get back to streaming, of course, Roadcraft. I'm dying to get back into that. I got a couple of the games I need to get to that I haven't shown yet. So I got a lot of work ahead of me. But yeah, I'm pretty exhausted from this past weekend, but glad I could get back on today. And like I said, I'll be back the rest of the week streaming. At least that's my current goal. I don't, unless my schedule changes, but I think the rest of the week I'm all set to be back, kind of back on schedule. Yeah, and really all I got to do here would be doing the rest of the day is cutting down some trees. And after cutting down those, I could feel myself just feeling a little bit tired on it. So I'm going to call it there for today. But still 3.5 hours, so almost our usual time. As for what I'll be streaming tomorrow, it'll either be this or Roadcraft. I can say that much. And but I'm thinking it's probably, if I rest pretty good tonight, it'll probably be Roadcraft, because I want to get back in and hopefully finish that sunken map that we're on. But again, appreciate everyone being here. Again, if you want to see more what the Plains and Prairie Pack has to offer, there's a link in the description below that'll bring you to the Giants website, and it'll show you what equipment comes with it. And if you plan on buying it and you want to use my code, it'd be very much appreciated, but you don't have to. Just if it helps out, if you want to help out the channel, you can do that. And that link in the description will do that for me and for you as well. $9.99 US for the Plains and Prairie Pack, but if you got the Season 1 pass, then you already have it. But there you go. Again, appreciate everyone being here. You know where that thumbs up button is. You know where the thumbs down button is too. And if you're new here, you might want to think about that subscribe notification bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. But that is where I'm going to wrap it up for today. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, either with more Dark Forest or Roadcraft. But I'm guessing probably Roadcraft. And when I'll be back streaming this, I'm not going to say. I can barely plan what I want to do tomorrow as for now. But again, I'm going to jump out of here. Appreciate everyone being here. And enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, have a good one.